It opened with that part.
Okay.
Say now, Oh Rang Rez, it was just a simple thing. That time, all the singers from Coke Studio, Pakistan were very popular.
Yeah.
Shankar was saying, why do we have to keep getting singers from there? We should use our own singers. I said, completely agree. And sometimes the guitar may not even sound like a guitar.
Like Orang Rays, I mean, it's
Old Rang Rez almost feels like it's some kind of, santuri kind of instrument. And we use this like this thing. That comes from the film Lakshya. My father was a very, very famous architect in Bombay. His name is Ehsaan Noorani.
Yes.
And he designed the first skyscraper in India.
Ehsaan Noorani, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you.
Ehsaan, you are empowering new talent, music enthusiasts. You discuss music, guitar tones on your Instagram. It has now become almost an everyday sessions that your students attend. How would you like to describe your experience of imparting this knowledge to your students? This is, of course, you started in the lockdown.
Well, actually, see, I've always been into doing that. I do think it's very important to encourage other people, to encourage younger players, people who want to learn something. Because, what do? You can't keep everything a secret. It's not going to go with you anywhere, so you might as well show it to other people. This was during lockdown when I started doing this Instagram live every night for 5 months. And of course, initially I used to come across a lot of singers, and then a lot of guitar players started also coming on. And naturally, there are a lot of questions about what did I play on this song? What do I, equipment that I use, who are my influences? How do I play a particular thing? What do I think about this kind of music? So I used to keep discussing it, and then I kind of figured, it'd be nice for me to impart that as little videos that I can put on Instagram. So, practically every week or twice a week, I put on a video of maybe a blues guitar, maybe something to do with one of our songs. And slowly I started putting the stuff onto YouTube as well. And then suddenly, over the last month, my YouTube channel is kind of shot up by 5,000-6,000 people, which is fantastic. So I enjoy doing that, I think it's very important to impart that knowledge, and it's good to empower the people. Eventually it helps increase the quality of musicianship and all which is in the country.
Are there any musicians, singers that you have discovered recently while?
Well, actually lots. I'll tell you, if you look at Instagram, there's this Instagram page called E_fam, which stands for E, which is Ehsaan, and fam, which is family. So a lot of the artists that used to come on during the lockdown, are on this group. And a lot of the artists, actually, initially, there were a lot of them who just even didn't want to, they just sang cover songs and stuff like that. I said, man, you've got a nice voice. You play an instrument, why don't you try and write your own songs? About 70 to 75% of those artists now have released music on Spotify and YouTube. And, now and a lot of them are full-time musicians again. And I think that's a really good thing, because, that's where I really felt that little effort every night paid off, And the thing is, at that time of lockdown, when it was pretty dark times for everybody stuck at home, this was something everybody looked forward to. I meet people even now that, oh man, I used to eat my dinner by 8 o'clock so I could be ready by 9:30 when you went on Instagram live. A lot of them like to sing Mitwa, which somehow, or Rang Rez from Bhaag, Milkha, Bhaag. Those were very popular, those two songs. But then, of course, everybody came with their own thing. They didn't have to really sing our own songs. A lot of people would sing Abhi Na Jao Chhodkar. Some people would sing Ab Jaane Ki Zid Mat Na Karo. Some other, actually all kinds of stuff. And of course, this is only the Hindi stuff. There was all the Western music, which was really fantastic to hear people sing.
So then, is there a plan now to maybe collaborate with these students and come up with an album?
Well, not come up with an album, but the thing is that the EFAM, I think we may be taking it up to the next level by, introducing these artists and maybe, getting them ready for recording and, presenting them to labels, maybe forming a label ourselves. So that kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah. Since we are talking about guitar, what is the difference between a 6-string guitar and an 8-string guitar?
Well, see, the thing is that mostly guitars were restricted to 6 strings. Naturally, because that's what you need basically. Then you have 4 strings, which is for bass. But the thing is, as music started getting a little more complex and I would say heavier, where they needed, especially for heavy rock and stuff like that, where they wanted those bottom notes. But you can't make the guitar player switch to a bass guitar. So they said, why don't we introduce like a 7-string, which goes down a little more in tuning, and then right up to 8-string, because then it sounds really thick and heavy. It's almost in the region and in the range of a bass guitar. And that today is very popular, especially with heavy metal and hard rock.
Yeah.
It's very, very popular. Not so much with regular blues and pop. In fact, not at all with blues.
Yeah. But have you used in one of your film songs?
Yeah, we've used 7-string guitar in one song from Zinda in Bhaag, Milkha, Bhaag.
Yeah.
We've used that, yeah.
Not for rock on?
No, not at all. Yeah. Rock on was like a very basic, what you call garage band rock, garage rock. But yeah.
But then which are the new tones that you have discovered while jamming with these students?
Well, actually, it's not about tones discovered when I'm jamming with these students. Like, of course, talking, a lot of them into today's kind of, the thing is, maybe I used to be old school, where you went for regular amplifier and cable and, pedals, but now it's a lot of software, a lot of what you call tone modeling and the stuff. It's just, as far as guitar technology is concerned, it's advancing, like every day. And, I've got a WhatsApp group that I started on, what I started on WhatsApp called Riffs, RIFFS.
Yes.
Basically, and I've got like 80 or 90 guitar players from all over India who are part of it. All the big guys, Rudy Walang from Shillong, Warren Blackstrat Blues, then Bruce Lee Money from Thermal and a Quarter. Lots of guys from all over. And it's like a constant collaboration and exchange of ideas. And these guys, especially the kids, the younger guys who are in their 20s and all, they're very up on the technology. So it's very good for us older people to always figure out what they're doing and, to learn from them, yeah.
So then which are the new tones that you have used recently in your songs?
Well, tones, I can't really explain to you new tones because that would be too technical. But I'd say on albums like Bhaag Milkha Bhaag, on like Tufan, on not so much on Bunty Bubbly Part 2 or Prithvi Raj, but on basically those things, we've used a lot of new sounds which are new, like new technology. On Archies, I've used the new technology to make it sound like old songs.
Okay.
To make it sound like old guitar parts. So it's a big new world out there.
Before moving on, would you please like to talk to us about your childhood?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like while growing up in Mumbai? You are from Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Well,
You always wanted to be a musician?
No, actually, I come from a family of architects. My father was a very, very famous architect in Bombay. His name is Ehsaan Noorani.
Yes.
And he designed the first skyscraper in India,
Usha
Kiran, which even today, according to me, is a beautiful building. And he was a maverick kind of architect for what he did, And unfortunately, he died very young. And after that, I guess music was always in the house. There was my uncle's records, there was my father's cassettes. And there was always Hindi music playing as far as my mom was concerned. She always listened to the radio. And there was always some Western music playing because of my uncle, my father's brother, who'd listen to the Ventures and the Beatles and, all that kind of stuff. So there was always an exposure to music, and I did feel kind of connected to the music, I really enjoy it. And not in just listening, but, I should feel an emotional kind of push when I listen to the music. And slowly, I discovered there was a guitar in the house that my uncle used to play, I got that repaired. And I used to play that, and slowly I got into playing music. And I never knew that it was going to be my life's purpose or my life's vocation till just about, I think, after the first year of junior college, when I was very confused as to what I wanted to do in terms of studying. And my uncle, who's my father's brother, he himself suggested, why don't you study music? That was all I needed to know.
So then, is there a song that made you fall in love with guitar, with the blues, the genre you loved the most?
Well, actually, blues, it was just, I heard a cassette with which a friend of mine had called The Blues. It was a mixed cassette of people. When I heard that the first time, I thought that this is the music I really, get turned on by. So, yeah.
Coming back to your family, like you said, your father designed the first skyscraper of Mumbai. It was called Usha Kiran. It never tempted you to use the word Usha Kiran in one of your songs?
No, yeah. I mean, that is a different thing.
Offer creative people
maybe,
use that.
Maybe if I record my own album, I might call it something to do with Usha Kiran. I don't know.
While we know the famous story behind the strings of Dil Chahta Hai, but which are the other songs that you actually discovered, your film song on guitar?
See, the guitar has always been an integral part of a lot of our songs. I don't necessarily push guitar into every song because there's some songs that just don't need it. Starting from the first project that we did, which is Das. And that, the first song on that album, Chandni, that starts with the guitar part. The first notes are a guitar, like a little lead that I played. And then Sabse Aage Ho Gaye Hindustani, that's got guitar. Then Mission Kashmir had a lot of guitar, for Bumro, Rind Poshmal, all those songs, Socho Ki Jilo Ka Shehro. And on and on. Dil Chahta is also really the first time when I exploited the instrument in the way that I would normally play. I mean, the other songs I kind of adjusted to the song, but here with Dil Chahta, the title song, and all, I actually played rock guitar, which is what I love to do. And then, of course, so on and so forth, ending up with Rock On, which was like the first rock soundtrack.
Fully dominated by guitar.
Yeah.
So then, were there filmmakers that used to come and say कि दिल चाहता जैसा music दे दीजिए या
Yeah, we used to have this problem. They used to say that it's not sounding enough like Dil Chahta, or people would say sounding too much like Dil Chahta. So it was, Dil Chahta was like that benchmark film. You can never really live up to that one thing that you do because you have to keep changing, Yeah.
So then, which are the songs where you find it difficult, a suitable place for a guitar to fit in?
Well, there's so many songs. Like if you see from Karthik Calling Karthik, there's a song called Uf Teri Ada, which is like a dance, like a techno, trance dance song. I couldn't put guitar into that. And I couldn't put guitar into also a song like Koi Kahe from Dil Chahta Hai. Because that is like, it's got a certain genre.
Yeah.
Guitar fits into those songs sometimes,
Okay.
but not always, Yeah.
So then, which songs, according to you, where guitar is an apt instrument?
Well,
are there genres of
all of rock on, I would say. And even if you hear songs like even Kal Ho Na Ho, there's a little lead guitar part that I played in between. Sub Pretty Woman, that's all guitar. That's all rock guitar and holes. Jhoom Barabar Jhoom, there's a lot of guitar in that as well. Bolna Halke Halke has got a lot of guitar also. So there's always guitar somewhere, and sometimes the guitar may not even sound like a guitar.
like O Rang Rez? I mean, it's
Old Rang Rez almost feels like it's some kind of santuri kind of instrument, which I did. I layered it to make it sound like that. See, you have to learn, especially when you're doing
soaked in ragas and
film music. The thing is that I don't want to play Indian classical kind of parts on the guitar because I'm not that kind of player.
Yeah.
There are people like Prasanna and all who do that kind of thing, or many people in the south. But with me, I like to blend that guitar into the style of music. But first, I learn the scale. I'll ask Shankar what are the notes of the scale,
Okay.
and then let's see what chords that we can build out of that, and then put it on the song, and it sounds very pretty.
Yeah, even in Long the Lishkara, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
you used it.
Yeah.
So then, please give us few lines. Some of the song would you like to play for us?
See, the thing is when
And also Dust. I mean, you said Dust. I don't only remember Sune Gaur Se Duniya Walo. That's the only song I remember of them. And Chandni was Chandni was first?
it opened with that part.
Okay.
Like even for say now O Rang Rez, it was just a simple thing. So it can sound like a guitar. I mean, of course, it is a guitar, but it can fit into any kind of genre kind of thing. We've used like my application of blues guitar to a song like. From
Lakshya, yeah.
So there's always that kind of stuff. I like to put something in, but not unnecessarily.
In this over 30-year long career, is there a song in which you have perhaps given a tribute to one of your favorite musicians, like Robin Ford? You were a fan of, yeah?
Well, Robin Ford's one of my favorite guitar players. He's a blues guitar player, and there's a little bit here and there. But the thing is that he's a lot of blues, so you'd have to do a song of that style to really show off. But not that I can play that because I don't remember what I played. But like in this film, Hey Baby, there's a song called Tu Hi Re, I think, which is the song with the three guys sing. There's a guitar solo in that which is very bluesy. Then even in Wake Up Sid, actually Wake Up Sid's got a lot of guitar.
Yeah.
All the songs, those have all got guitar, and that's like in the style which I do. There's a song called Life is Crazy. That has got a guitar solo which is very like what Robin Ford would do, So yeah.
So then, what was it like creating music for Rock On, in which the sound of guitar was dominant in all the songs?
See, the thing is, it was about a rock band, and the rock band where there'd be only like 4 or 5 musicians or whatever. So of course, guitar is like the most important instrument in a rock band, according to me. So we created the music that way. I mean, like literally went into the studio, set up like a band would set up, drums, bass, and we composed the music that way also.
Like jamming?
Yeah, I just came up with ideas. I mean, I'd start playing like, and that's it, and Shankar would start singing, Loy would come up with an idea, the way it is. And the last song that we composed for that album was the title song, because we suggest let's do a title song. And we used this thing that comes from the film Lakshya. If you see Lakshya,
it reminds you that.
And that's of course a little different. We just break. then we said, let's make this continuous and make it into a song, which was superb.
Which singers, according to you, whose voice suits the best when it comes to rock songs or for the blues?
Well, you talk about an Indian singer?
In Indian, yeah.
It depends, yeah. I mean, like there's Western singers, of course, who are all very good. I mean, there's so many of them. Uday Benigal, Vishal Dadlani, very good.
I was about to say, yeah.
And it depends. See, the thing is, you've got to put the singer into a situation. I could compose a rock song, and I'm pretty sure I could get Sonu to sing a really good rock song also. It all depends on the composition and how you approach the singing, how the singer approaches your song. There's a lot of stuff that we've done that way. And like you say, even Suraj Jagan, another great singer, who we've used for rock tunes and all that. So it all depends. Sunidhi would be very good for a rock song because she's got that kind of vibe about her singing and that kind of openness to singing that.
So then, in this over 3-decade-long career, is there a song or are there any songs that you'd like to call happy accidents?
Yeah, I think that song, Mera Yaar from Bhaag, Milkha, Bhaag, was an accident. And it's a very funny story, because that time, all the singers from Coke Studio, Pakistan were very popular.
Yeah.
Shankar and I were sitting at the studio and Shankar was saying, why do we have to keep getting singers from there? We should use our own singers. I said, completely agree. And he's saying, yaar, khali pili aisa gaenge. Na 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 na. He sang the melody of Mera Yaar. Ta da 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 da. He sang that, So I told him, Shankar, let's make this into a song. So he's saying, what? I said, what you just sang. Da 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 da. And literally, we went into the studio. I came up with this line. And he started singing the song on top. The whole song fell in place in about 5 minutes.
Wow. So then, it never tempted you to give your voice and sing some of the songs?
Well, actually, I think I'm kind of very shy about singing, number one. But I do sing to compose, naturally. When I'm going to compose a melody, like apne hi dil se mujhko rang de, that part I compose, rang dena, rang
Please
dena.
give us a sample.
I can't sing, but
I'll give you the lyrics.
I'll tell you, half the time I can't remember the words, but
apne hi rang mein mujhko rang de, please give us a nice.
Apne hi rang mein mujhko rang de, na 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 na. See, I can't remember the rang dena, rang dena, rang dena. You know what I mean? So I can sing to compose a song. But maybe I'll sing, who knows?
But you have sung one song.
Yeah, in fact in Surma, there's a song called Pardesiya. And there's a whole alap that comes in the beginning, which I've actually sung.
And how that sounds?
I can't remember the rest. It was just, like literally, I just sang off the top of my head. And Shad Ali said, like, wohi rakhte hum log yaar. Don't call another singer, let's keep that.
Your last big outing was the Archies, that was directed by Zoya Akhtar. What was research like for you while working on the music of that film? Did you also get a chance to visit the bubblegum genre and the songs of the band?
See, the thing is with Archies, especially for Loy and me, it was like natural because we've heard all that. I mean, I've heard everything. Loy's heard that and performed that kind of stuff also. Sugar. Then Kondo, all the songs and of course all the guitar stuff that I've heard. All that is stuff that, I mean, you listen to the Ventures and you listen to the Shadows. Even you listen to old Dilip Naik, what he played on Tisri Manzil and all that. That kind of thought process. I said, let me put a bit of that sound into the thing,
Which song was that?
Tisri Manzil.
No, which in Archies, which song?
No, in this.
I love
You know what I mean? That Wawa Boom.
Boom, wow.
So that, so it's, it just came naturally, and I created as much of a retro sound as possible. And it was just a lot of fun because literally it was so easy for us to do,
So then please give a few lines of Wawa Boom.
Wawa Boom, Wawa Boom. Again, no words. Na, 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 na. Wawa Boom, Wawa Boom. Na, 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 na. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff, yeah.
And finally, your film Lakshya will be completing 20 years later this year.
Yeah.
What is your most enduring memory of Lakshya? Which song you had the most fun while working on that?
Well, actually, I would say definitely Agar Main Kahun. That was a lot of fun to do, because it was just the kind of music that I love, with blues and stuff like that. And that recording was a long process. We just kept recording parts and all that, and then we cut the song down to what we wanted. And a lot of fun. Yeah. Actually, the entire any project that we do with Farhan Akhtar, with Shad Ali, with Zoya, with Meghna, or Rakesh Mehra, just a lot of fun because there's a lot of
Freedom.
a lot of joking that goes on when doing it. It's a lot of fun, yeah. Not to say it's not fun with other people, but these guys, we've got this special relationship with, yeah.
Lately, the music of Bollywood film has become so inspirational. Last year was, of course, good. There was Animal, and there was Archies, and then there was Pathan. And a year before, there was only Kesaria.
Yeah.
Why Bollywood is not producing great music?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's, it's not that there's no people who will create great music. There are people who will create music. Maybe the pressures are different, the commercial pressures. A lot of the songs have got nothing to do with the film. The things that when everybody, all of us were doing, the songs are very much tied into the film. So there's a very, very strong connection between the two. Now the song stands outside of the film, sometimes has nothing to do with the film. So maybe that's the reason, I don't know, but it's also the kind of pressures that the composers are under to turn out certain stuff. Pressure to turn out singles and, put out something that ensures that it's a hit. Like nothing is, and the remixes, there's so many old versions of songs, or new versions of old songs being redone. So it's like,
But that also should be done nice. I mean, I was watching Grammy, they have a category for remixes. So it's not like...
But remix there and remix here are two different things. We use the word remix, but it's not really remix.
Yeah.
Remix is when you take the original song, you use the original material,
Okay.
and then start doing different things with it.
Okay.
That's what DJs and all do there.
Yeah.
Here we just create new versions of the songs. Yeah.
We're adding the new singer.
Yeah. New singer, new arrangement, this, that. Yeah.
Well, in the end, I want to congratulate you for the Grammy Award that your partners, Shankar Mahadevan,
and no, it's the Shakti band's Grammy
but
Award.
it's the same. It's come to the family. You all are family. Thank you so much for talking to us and giving your time.
My pleasure.
Looking forward to now an album by Ehsaan Noorani.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much. And in the end, for your fans, would you like to give us maybe a medley of your favorite songs? It's 30 years of Ehsaan.
Actually, one song that I really like playing on guitars. Then I love playing Bolna Halke Ke. That's another favorite song. Then which was, can you believe? Now when you're asking me, I can't remember which song.
Rock On?
Play. Yeah, of course. And then I love playing Pichle Saat Dino. I like doing that. Then I like to do some Bhaag Milkha Bhaag.
Yes.
Then Mera Yaar, which I just played earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of songs.
Kalo Now?
Huh?
Kalo Now?
Kalo Now, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, yeah.
And nothing from Das as a tribute to...
Yeah, and actually one more song that I like to play is from Tare Zameen Par. Ma.
Yeah, I'll put it on.
That's another thing. And of course, Mukul Anand's, there's of course Hindustani.